Hello and welcome back to American Classic Tour TV. I'm your host JD Conroy, and on today's episode we are going to announce our second new tour release for 2020, and folks, this is going to be a big one. It's an adventure of a lifetime. But before we get to that new tour release, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the support. Our last video, the interview show I did with Suzette on the Caribbean cruise, hit 1,000 views. It's our first video with over 1,000 views. So we're going places here at Tour TV, and we really appreciate your support. If you like watching these videos, if you could do me a quick favor, just below the video that you're watching, there's a red button that says subscribe. If you could hit that button, if you like watching these videos, definitely hit that subscribe button. And what that'll do is you'll just get a notification on your YouTube account every time we come out with a new video. So thanks so much for the support. Let's get on to the new tour release. The tour we're going to be previewing on today's show is our Grand Alaska Tour coming up next June in 2020. But before we get into the tour, I want to let you know that we are offering an exclusive Tour TV discount, $200 off per person if you sign up by April 1st. That's $200 off by April 1st. And we're extending this discount because, like I mentioned earlier, we really appreciate your viewership. We appreciate that you keep tuning in to Tour TV. But also, as many of you know, we offer showcases twice a year in the Chicagoland area in May and then in November, and we offer special discounts at those showcases. We don't want you to wait. If you really think you want to sign up for this Alaska tour, the Tour TV discount is the same discount that you'll get at the showcase. So if you're thinking about signing up in May, you might as well sign up now and get that reservation in and secure your spot to save your seat. Let's preview this awesome tour to Alaska. So before we jump into the day-by-day itinerary, I wanted to touch on a few thematic points, both about Alaska itself and about this particular itinerary, what makes this tour special. First of all, we see Alaska from all angles. What do I mean by this? Well, we'll see Alaska by land as we take beautiful drives across the state and enjoy the comfort of our motor coach. We'll see Alaska by river as we take a paddle wheel cruise down the Chain River. We'll see Alaska by train as we journey across this unspoiled, rugged wilderness. We'll also see Alaska by sea, where we'll enjoy a 7-day cruise aboard Holland America's MS Westerdam for our last 7 days of this tour. Because we're going to be seeing Alaska from all these different angles, we'll get a perfect view at what makes this state so scenic. We'll see gigantic white-peaked mountains. We'll see glaciers. We'll see fjords. We'll see beautiful lakes and rivers and so much more. This tour will also put you in great position to see wildlife. We'll be on the lookout for harbor seals, for killer whales, for moose, for bighorn sheep, for grizzly bears, and maybe if we're lucky, we'll even get to see something this cute like this little cub here. The last thematic point I want to make is that Alaska is truly America's last frontier. It's the 49th state, and it's one of the only places in the world that has just this untouched, unspoiled wilderness. And it's easy to see why when you look at a map. I mean, look at how far away Alaska is from the rest of the United States. It's so remote. It's so off the grid. Because Alaska is so distant and so remote, it has what I'll call a sort of Alaskan aura. And what do I mean by this? Well, we offered this tour in 2018, and the tour director from American Classic who led the tour was Jamie Carlson. And Jamie loves Alaska. It's her favorite place in the world. And she came back and she told me, she said, every time I go to Alaska, my first few days, it's like I'm almost on a high. She says, it's so beautiful and scenic, but also the people up there, it's just a different way of life. There's a very romantic sort of feel up there. I mean, when you think about it, it takes a special person to live up in Alaska, to live that far away from everything else. And so you get this unique sort of culture, or I would say aura, among the people who live up there. And we'll really feel this when we're up there. We'll visit some cultural icons. We'll meet a dog sled team. We'll go to a gold dredge to mine for gold. And we'll be led by multiple local guides who are from Alaska who will show us around and introduce us to locals so we can get that sort of Alaskan cultural feel. Okay, so let's take a quick glance at the itinerary. First of all, why are we offering this tour in June? Well, the weather's really nice in June up in Alaska, but also the days are the longest of the entire year. Think the longest day of the year is June 21st, and when you're as far north as Alaska is, that means you get a lot of sunlight during the summer, which means a lot of time for us to go and see all of Alaska's most important sites. Secondly, a note about pacing. This tour was intentionally designed so that the land portion, the first 7 days, would be first, and the sea portion, the cruise portion, would be the last 7 days. And that's because the first 7 days on land, we go at a high pace. We see a lot. We're traveling by motor coach. It's really, really enjoyable, but we see a lot. And by the end of those 7 days, it's really nice to board the cruise ship, which is a little bit more leisurely, a little bit more luxurious, and a little bit more relaxing for our last 7 days. Okay, so let's take a look at the itinerary. Your tour will start like any other American Classic tour with a free home pickup at your front door. Your limousine driver will drive you to the airport, where you'll be met curbside by an American Classic Tour staff member who will lead you inside to a private group airline check-in where you'll meet your tour director and the rest of your group. Along the way, of course, your airfare is included, your lodging is included, all attractions and admissions are included, most meals, tips, luggage handling, basically anything you can think of is included up front so you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the tour. So we'll fly into Fairbanks and we'll check into Pike's Waterfront Landing Lodge on the Chena River. On day 2, we'll take a gold dredge tour. We'll mine for gold, talk to some gold miners. We'll visit the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline, and we'll take a paddle wheel cruise on the Chena River. Next, we'll hit the open Alaskan road as we enjoy scenic travel to Denali National Park. When we get to Denali, we'll check in to the Grand Denali Lodge. We'll enjoy comfortable accommodations here and wonderful views from our lodge. That night, we'll enjoy a local tradition, a delicious salmon bake in Denali. The next day, we'll journey deep into Denali National Park on a full-day guided tour. We'll keep an eye out for wildlife such as elk, bear, Dall sheep, moose, and more. We'll also take in Mount Denali, the tallest peak in North America, standing over 20,000 feet in elevation. The next day, we'll visit with the dog sled team. We'll meet the dogs. Maybe we'll even meet some puppies. Oh my gosh, aren't those cute? Look at this one. Yeah, so we'll visit with the dog sled team, and then we will take a train ride from Denali to Anchorage. And we'll enjoy a luxury glass dome train car. Here, I know the pictures of this guide. It will be guided, but can you notice in the background, it's a little blurry. See the full glass dome in the background? This is amazing because it allows you to enjoy great views of scenery at a 360-degree angle, which is really important when you're traveling through the rugged, beautiful forests of Alaska, past lakes and rivers, things like that. Just beautiful. And then we will arrive at Anchorage at the end of our journey for our next couple of days. We'll take a guided tour of Anchorage, which will feature Lake Hood. Now, Lake Hood's unique because it's home to the largest seaplane base in the world. Over 190 seaplanes fly in and out of Lake Hood's seaplane base every day. We'll also see the Eisenhower Alaska Statehood Monument and the Captain Cook Monument. Then we'll visit the Alaska Wildlife Conservation Center, where we'll learn about some of Alaska's exotic wildlife, such as lynx, waxwings, pikas, falcons, and more. Then we'll journey to the town of Seward, Alaska, where we will begin the cruise portion of our tour, where we'll board Holland America's MS Westerdam. We'll be cruising with Holland America. Holland America, of course, is known for its state-of-the-art ships. Of course, there's many delicious restaurants on board, great food, bars, and cocktails as well. Plenty of fine entertainment and activities for our days at sea. And you will also have a private veranda, a deluxe room, very comfortable accommodations on board the ship. As we cruise through Alaska's Inside Passage, we'll visit Glacier Bay. Glacier Bay is a World Heritage Site, and it's one of the world's largest protected land areas, 25 million acres under protection, and it is beautiful. We'll keep an eye out for wildlife as we cruise, such as sea lions, and look at this scenery here. It is just spectacular. Glacier Bay also is home to many glaciers, obviously. Here's some photos of these gigantic, amazing glaciers. Just breathtaking. There's few places in the world where you can see something like this. It's part of what makes this tour really unique and spectacular. During the cruise portion of this tour, we'll visit Haines, Alaska, and Haines will visit the Bald Eagle and Raptor Foundation. We'll learn about peregrine falcons, bald eagles, hawks, owls, and more. We'll continue cruising through Alaska's Inside Passage to Juneau. In Juneau, we'll take a full-day guided shore excursion to see some of Juneau's amazing glaciers. I mean, look at these things, these gigantic, ancient rivers of ice. These glaciers are so fascinating. The scenery on this shore excursion is just beautiful. And we'll see one of Alaska's most famous glaciers, the Mendenhall Glacier. Then we'll board a catamaran for a wildlife viewing tour. We'll look out for killer whales, humpback whales, and harbor seals. On day 11, we'll take a guided shore excursion to Misty Fjords National Monument. This national monument is just breathtaking. John Muir called it the Yosemite of the North. We'll see some amazing fjords, and we'll see the new Eddystone Rock on this shore excursion. Day 12 will be our last day to enjoy the activities and luxuries of the MS Westerdam and the beautiful scenery of the Inside Passage as we make our way to Vancouver. We'll get to Vancouver on day 13, and we'll stay there our last night. And on day 14, the last day of our tour, we'll take a guided tour of Vancouver before we fly home to conclude our tour. So if you're interested in joining us on this tour to Alaska, here is all that is included. Your tour will begin with a free home pickup and return, private group airline check-in, round-trip airfare and one check bag, 7 nights deluxe hotel accommodations on the land portion, 6 nights private veranda stateroom on the cruise portion, 35 meals, 13 breakfasts, 9 lunches, and 13 dinners. All of the meals on the cruise portion are included. All attractions and admissions on the land portion are included. All entertainment and activities aboard the cruise ship are included. Deluxe motor coach transportation, and then we've pre-selected 3 amazing shore excursions that are included up front. Luggage handling is included throughout your tour. All land portion gratuities, even for your tour director, your local guides, and your motor coach driver are included. All shipboard gratuities are included up front. That's important. All shipboard gratuities are included up front. All port charges and taxes are included, and the services of an American Classic Tour director are included. There's limited space available on this tour. We do anticipate this tour will sell out, and we think it's going to sell out fairly soon. So if you're interested, remember, we're offering the $200 off exclusive tour TV discount if you sign up by April 1st, 2019. That's $200 off by April 1st, 2019. If you're ready to join us on this tour, the pricing information is listed here. A couple notes on the pricing. We have limited single occupancy space available, so call 847-548-3333 as soon as possible to ask for availability if you want to join us on this tour as a single. If you're not from the greater Chicagoland area, we have land-only prices available. Now, of course, most of our travelers are from the Chicagoland area. We're based out of Chicago, but more and more, a lot of travelers are finding us online and want to join us from other states, other cities, things like that. So we have land-only prices available, which is the same exact tour package, just with the airfare split out. So you can meet us at the destination. We make it really smooth. Your tour director will find you and get you connected with your group at your destination. So call 847-548-3333 for land pricing and information. To make a reservation, it's real easy. You just call our number 847-548-3333. There's a $2,000 deposit due with your reservation. The final payment, the full payment's due much later. So you can call in and pay by credit card, or you can mail in a check with your deposit, and that secures your spot. One more time, the exclusive Tour TV discount listed here, $200 off by April 1st. To see the full itinerary, visit amclassictours.com/Alaska. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of American Classic Tour TV. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope you can join us on this awesome tour to Alaska. See you next time on American Classic Tour TV.